You ever wonder why people are scared of the unknown? It's because they can't control it. They can't predict it. And when they can't predict something, they feel weak. Most people walk around thinking they've got life all figured out. They think they can label others, put them in neat little boxes. Weak, strong, loser, winner. They slap on these cute little labels to make sense of their dull, mundane lives. But the moment they can't read someone, the moment they can't figure out what's going on behind those cold, lifeless eyes, that's when the fear kicks in. That's when their hands start shaking. That's when they realize they're not in control. They want you to be predictable. They want you to react the way they expect. They want to push a button and get a reaction. Anger, sadness, fear. But what happens when they push and nothing happens? When you don't flinch, when you don't beg, when you don't let them see what's inside? That, my friend, is power. If you want to be feared, stop being readable. Stop letting them see what makes you tick. Become a black hole, something they can't define, something they can't understand. Because people don't fear monsters. No, they fear uncertainty. Ever wonder why the world is terrified of silence? Why people drown themselves in noise and distractions, in the endless nonsense of everyday life? It's because silence means facing yourself. It means peeling away the layers and looking at what's underneath. And trust me, most people don't want to see that. They're scared of their own reflection. But you have to embrace it. You have to sit in the silence until it no longer scares you. Because when the world is loud and you remain quiet, they start asking questions. They start second guessing. And that's when you become dangerous. Most people have this equation for life. They think if they follow certain steps, they'll get certain results. Be nice, and people will like you. Work hard, and you'll succeed. Love someone, and they'll stay. Cute, isn't it? Like a little fairy tale where everything is fair, where effort equals reward. But let me tell you something. The world doesn't work that way. You could bleed your soul out for people, and they'll still throw you away the second you stop being useful. You could work your hands to the bone, and someone with half your talent but twice your connections will take what you earned. You could love someone with every inch of your being, and they'll walk away like you were never even there. The problem isn't that the world is unfair. The problem is that you expect it to be fair. That's your mistake. That's why you're hurt. That's why you're angry. You keep thinking there's logic to this game, but there isn't. The only rule is that there are no rules. And you know what that means? It means you stop waiting for fairness. Stop expecting things to make sense. Stop looking for justice in a place where power is the only language people understand. You don't beg for respect. You command it. You don't ask for a place at the table. You take the whole damn table and set it on fire if you have to. Because the moment you stop playing by their rules, they start playing by yours. Ever notice how people only respect what they fear losing? You show them kindness, and they see weakness. You show them mercy, and they see opportunity. You let them in, and they take everything. But the moment you become untouchable, the moment they don't know what you're thinking or feeling, that's when they start watching their step. That's when they hesitate before saying your name. That's when they start treating you like someone not to be messed with. But here's the thing. They won't fear you just because you say you're strong. Number. People only believe what they see. So what do they see when they look at you? A man in control, or a man waiting for permission, waiting for approval, waiting for someone to notice? If you want them to fear you, you've got to stop waiting. Stop hoping people will see your worth. Stop wishing for a day when they'll understand. That day isn't coming. No one's going to wake up and suddenly give you the respect you deserve. You either take it or you die waiting for it. Look at history. Look at every man who changed the world. You think they were loved? Number. They were feared. Not because they were violent or cruel, but because they weren't readable. They didn't move like the rest. They didn't need validation. They walked alone, and the world had no choice but to follow. Let me tell you something about pain. People think it makes them weak, makes them damaged. But pain is the greatest weapon you'll ever own. It sharpens you. It breaks you down and rebuilds you into something stronger. The only question is, do you let it consume you, or do you use it? Most people run from their pain. They bury it under distractions, addictions, meaningless relationships. But you take that pain, you hold it close, and you listen to what it's trying to teach you. Because pain is the only thing in this world that doesn't lie. It doesn't pretend. It tells you the truth about people, the truth about yourself, the truth about how this world really works. So, the next time you feel like you're breaking, like the weight is too much, like the world is trying to crush you under its heel, you laugh. You laugh because you know something they don't. You know that every ounce of pain they throw at you is making you stronger. And one day, when they look at you and realize they can't break you, can't control you, can't read you, that's the day they start fearing you. And when they fear you, you win. You know why people follow the rules? Because they're afraid of what happens when they don't. Not because they believe in them, not because they think it's the right thing to do. Number. They follow because they're scared of what's outside the lines. But here's the trick. Those lines, they don't exist. They're made up. A little illusion someone created a long time ago to keep the weak in check, to keep the sheep walking in a straight line while the wolves roam free. And you're sitting there, frustrated, angry, looking around at a world that never plays fair, never gives you a break. But tell me, why are you still playing? Why are you still waiting for permission? Why are you still acting like there are rules to this? They tell you to be good, to be patient, to be kind, to be understanding. But the second you expect the same from them, they turn their backs. The second you show weakness, they eat you alive. The second you ask for fairness, they laugh in your face. And yet, you still listen. You still believe in their little fairy tales. You still think, if you just hold on a little longer, if you just suffer quietly, one day it'll all turn around. But that day is never coming, because the people who win in this world, they don't wait for the game to be fair. They change the game. They rewrite the rules. They don't sit in the corner hoping someone will finally recognize their worth. Number. They become something that demands recognition, not through words, not through begging, but through presence, through action, through becoming something so unpredictable, so untouchable, that the world has no choice but to watch. Ever notice how the strongest men are always the quiet ones? The ones who don't speak unless they have something worth saying. That's not a coincidence. That's not luck. That's power. Because people fear what they don't understand. And when you stop making it easy for them, when you stop letting them in, stop showing them your every move, they panic. Because now they don't know how to handle you. And when people don't know how to handle something, they either worship it or they fear it. And between the two, which one do you think keeps you safe? Because let me tell you something. Kindness won't save you. Love won't save you. Being a good person won't save you. Not in this world. The only thing that saves you is being someone they can't touch. Not physically, not emotionally, not mentally. You have to become something beyond their reach. Something they look at and say, I don't know what he's thinking. I don't know what he's feeling. And that scares the hell out of me. And I know what you're thinking. But I don't want to lose myself. I don't want to become cold. I don't want to shut myself off. Ha! That's the lie they've sold you. That if you stop showing your heart to everyone, you'll lose it. But let me ask you something. When you showed them your heart, what did they do with it? Did they protect it? Did they cherish it? Or did they rip it apart, piece by piece, until there was nothing left but regret? The truth is, keeping your heart safe isn't the same as losing it. You don't lose yourself by keeping them out. You lose yourself by letting them in, by handing them a map to all your weaknesses and hoping they'll be kind enough not to use it. And that's a fool's game. Because sooner or later, someone will use it. You ever see a man who's been through hell and come back? You ever look into his eyes? They're different. There's something in them that wasn't there before. An emptiness, a depth, a silence that speaks louder than words ever could. That's not weakness. That's not a broken man. That's a man who's learned. A man who's seen the truth. A man who understands that the only way to survive in a world that feeds on the weak is to stop being weak. So, I ask you again, what do they see when they look at you? A man still waiting for life to be fair? A man still hoping for an apology that will never come? A man still trying to prove his worth to people who never deserved him in the first place? Or do they see something else? Do they see someone who no longer needs their approval? Someone who doesn't react, doesn't flinch, doesn't care what they think? Because when they see that, that's when they start fearing you. That's when they hesitate before speaking your name. That's when they know they can't touch you anymore. And when they can't touch you, you win. So, go ahead. Keep waiting. Keep hoping. Keep playing by their rules. See how far that gets you. But one day, you'll wake up and realize you wasted your life waiting for a fairness that never existed. By then, it'll be too late. Or, you can wake up now. You can stop waiting. You can stop hoping. You can stop being a pawn in someone else's game and start making the rules yourself. Because in the end, there are two types of people in this world. The ones who follow, and the ones who are followed. The ones who beg, and the ones who command. The ones who are read like an open book, and the ones who are feared because no one can figure them out. So, which one are you? I already know the answer. The real question is, do you?